In order to play expressive, you need to be able to control your dynamics. No two ways about that. Some of you might think, oh, you can play from your heart. But does it work if you don't have the basic, if you don't have the skill? I don't think so. It works when you have the skill, because then you don't need to think about the technique. I give you one simple exercise. Maybe that's the first exercise you need to do to be practicing dynamics. And what is it we need? Actually, the technique is about the same as when you play the harmonics I did in another video. And that is, you move your lips forward and make the aperture smaller. Because when we play loud, we use a lot of air. When we play soft, we use less air, but the speed of the air needs to be the same. And that's why we have to make the aperture smaller, to maintain the speed of the air. You know, that's like when you have a hose and you're watering the flowers. When you squeeze the end of the hose, the water goes further. And that's about the same thing with the air. When you make the aperture smaller, the air will go faster. But in this case, we gradually use less air, so we get the sound gets softer. Here, like this, pull it over. The softer you play, the more you close the embouchure hole on the lip plate. And also, you see, sometimes I would move up a bit. That's actually because, if you see, you have to blow straight on this edge. And as you move the lips closer to the edge, the angle would change slightly. But you need to hit the edge just at the right angle. So sometimes you need to compensate by rolling out a bit. But that's not to change the angle, it's just to compensate, so you'll be able to maintain the same angle. Okay? This edge needs to be hit on exactly the right angle, just right on the edge. So you do this, move forward. Needs to be practiced. What I'd suggest you do is, you take a scale, and maybe this week you will practice G major. So we start with G major because it's an easy scale. To start with a G and play a whole note on every note. Can be 60 BPM. And so on. Then you play it again with 3 beats. And so on. 1 beat is quite good. It's quite good exercise for the lips. And that we can call bell notes, because it's like a bell, like you bang, and it diminishes. And we need that quite often when we play, because if you play repeated notes, like I'm thinking of this Elgar piece, like this. If you don't diminish the notes, in a big hall or church it would sound like one note. For the audience it would sound like one note. To make it clear, you need to diminish a bit in between the notes. Another way is, of course, to play them shorter. It's a different expression. So if you want it to be softer, you play bell notes. So this is a good thing to start practicing diminuendo, and it will be a help for you in all phrasing, because phrasing is like you put stress on some notes and less stress on the other notes, in the same way as when we're talking. And for that you need this technique. I will talk about phrasing more later, but for now this is where I think you can start. Okay, I'll see you next time.